Okay. Hello. So I have to re-record this again. There's a few things that I need to cover here, but I'm getting a little upset at myself. So first of all, this house was supposed to be part of my Let's Build, and I screwed up by not recording myself the whole time that I was building this. I thought I was recording myself, and then I wasn't. So I just made it a speed build because I already built the whole dang house, and I just didn't want to have to go back and redo it all, because you can't recreate something like the same way, you know what I mean? So speaking of having to recreate something the same way, I also apparently didn't record myself like doing this voiceover the first time around. So I am now doing it again, and I'm angry. I'm angry, but it's like a funny angry, because oh my God, just the number of times that I've messed up with this house alone, I cannot believe. Like, why did I decide that this is something that I wanted to do? Because apparently every single time I mess up, and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like, oh, self-loathing or whatever. I'm literally just so annoyed with myself. Anyways, we're not going to mess up this time. I hope. God, I hope. Like, if this is uploaded and done, then I survived. And yeah. So anyways, you may also notice from the original Let's Build, I changed the entire living room. I just changed my whole mood about it. I was getting very annoyed with it, very frustrated with how it looked. And so I spent a lot of time off camera, making it how I wanted to look. And that's just, I had to. Like, sometimes things, when you're put under the thumb of like, you're filming this, you're going to upload it. Sometimes you have to just completely you just have to not record it and just do it yourself without that pressure, I guess, of making sure that, you do it right and you don't have to film yourself like messing it up so many times. Those bookcases on the wall is particular is what I'm talking about. Those took a lot of effort. So sorry I didn't film all of that, but it was a lot of just trying to get things lined up. It wasn't really fun to watch, to be honest. Also in this spot, I decided to not put a closet as is in the original floor plan, because this house has like 50 closets. It's a little insane. So I decided just to make it some shelving thing. So how's y'all's day been? Like, you're good? Because, oh my God, I'm so stressed out. Like, filming this, getting this all done and situated is just making me so tired. And, I work a full-time job that is also extremely stressful. And I don't want to do that job anymore. But I can't get out of it. So that's fun too. So just, having this go wrong on me, that was like the nail in the coffin for my sanity today. But I gotta finish it. It's fine. One thing I did want to point out, so I know with kitchens, a lot of times it gets very repetitive with the color schemes in these vintage themed houses. And that's because we just don't have enough options. Like, I mean, if I could have some really cool looking wooden cabinets, then those would be in every single one of my builds, because, I freaking love just that wood aesthetic. Like Joanna Gaines a little bit. Give me some shiplap and I'll be happy, except it's not shiplap, it's the vertical kind. Okay, I'm really like going on a tangent here. But I don't know if I've mentioned this in a video, because as I've said, I've messed up like every single video that I've been trying to do lately. So I bought these 2 Better Homes and Gardens magazines from 1943. And if you don't know what Better Homes and Gardens magazine is, it's essentially the Bible for housewives, for anything that they needed to learn at the time. And they are still going. Like, you can see their magazines online and stuff, but I decided to buy 2 like real Better Homes and Gardens magazines, just because that's the type of person that I am. And it's so helpful. Like, it has more than just things about like, oh, how houses looked, but that obviously is helpful for me, but a lot of just information about the time period and how people were living, and what they wanted out of their homes, what they wanted out of just their lifestyles. And you have to consider that it was during the wartime. So a lot of what it talks about is, you know, people's future homes and what they could look like, and what they could hope for, and what they could build once, you know, the war's over and stuff like that. Or even just how to make their current houses look nicer once they were able to. So a lot of it covers paint and like the trendy paint colors of the time. So teal is definitely one of them, as was like a kind of baby pink and yellow, different cream colors. Those are all very popular. So if you're wondering why, like, okay, why were vintage bathrooms and kitchens always these weird pastel colors? And it was just trendy at the time. Like, that was the cool thing for your bathrooms to look like. People didn't want stark white bathrooms like we do now, and stark white kitchens. So it was just trendy. I mean, there's not a big explanation for it. I don't know if maybe like there was some sort of very popular house or something that got people really into it. I don't know. But definitely you saw it everywhere. You saw it in regular suburban houses, in big old mansions, in public spaces, everywhere. So that's why these are always so colorful. I don't want to do a boring bathroom, and I don't want to live in a house with a boring bathroom, to be honest. So also with this bathroom, I had to make it larger than the original floor plan, just because some things with the floor plan, you know, they just don't work out in The Sims. They don't match up correctly. Like, it was supposed to have a little bar area. What did they call it? Like a snack bar or a cereal bar or something in the kitchen. And I couldn't fit chairs there, so I just decided to make it extra, like, cabinets. And it looks kind of like a work area. I don't know, like you would clean there or something. Maybe iron your clothes there. I don't know. Also just wanted to cover the story that I had with this whole house, and it'll make sense a bit more with the bedrooms if I actually explain it. So I was just sort of envisioning kind of like a guy who lived with his mom, and then his mom passed away, and he had the house, like he was left with the house. And maybe he like really loved his mom, or maybe he was just a loner or something like that, but he never touched his mom's stuff. He never messed with her bedroom. So this is obviously like, my idea was this was her bedroom, and he never moved the furniture, never changed anything. So it's kind of like this is in a modern setting, but the whole aesthetic of the house and everything is 1940s. So this bedroom is definitely very like, I don't know, like I can picture like a grandma living in it. I don't think I'll ever use this wall covering again, like whatever this wallpaper or whatever it's called. It's a lot to look at for my eyes, but and those curtains, oh my god, no, like that's such an ugly combination, but it works, you know, for this aesthetic. Also, just please keep in mind that stool is definitely not usable as a chair. So if you do play in this, and you want to use the vanity, you gotta actually change it to a chair. Sorry. Then this is the guy's bedroom. So this is definitely just like, okay, it's a place where I sleep. It's not, you know, anything crazy special, but I did want to keep that sort of mid-century commonality of everything's very color themed. So everything's green and brown. But there's not much to this bedroom. It's just kind of where he sleeps, I guess. I don't know. But I just sort of ran with this idea of like, okay, he's a loner. He doesn't have much going on in his life. And so instead of making this another bedroom or an office or something, I decided to make this sort of his room where he got to be just you know, what he wanted to be. So he got to make it messy. He got to just have all his junk around him. And in a way, it almost looks like some sort of, like, this is where he was holed away in. I don't know. But it's just sort of random. Like, it's just random crap that he would surround himself in because he didn't want to mess up the rest of his mom's house, you know? And also he liked trains. I don't know, whatever, it works in my head. So yeah, like, this house isn't so much like, okay, it's a perfect 1940s house, you know, it's every aesthetic that matches and everything. Like, it's just sort of the idea of, it was a house that was lived in the 1940s by, like, a mom and her son, and then the mom passed away, and maybe even the son has now passed away. And so if you put your sim in here, it's like, okay, they're walking into a house that hasn't been lived in a while, but it had this mom and son live in it, but the son lived in it after the mom died. I'm over explaining it, I know, but in my head, like, this is the storyline. So just know that this is what was going on in my head when I was making this house. That's why there's always, like, one chair. Just one spot where the guy could be by himself. Also, in the gallery, I did have to rotate this house before I uploaded it to the gallery so that you could actually see the front of the house. So it is now facing the short side of the lot instead of the long side of the lot. And it didn't affect the actual house too much, but I did have to change the landscaping in the back a bit. It worked out fine. Like, it's not really that different, to be honest, but just know that. I also really wanted to put a wall, but then I couldn't find one that I liked enough, so I just decided not to put a wall. In my head, somebody who's trying to be by themselves all the time, they probably have a wall, but whatever. And I did change the brick on the outside just to, again, be darker. And I got rid of the blue windows. I don't know if you noticed, just because they didn't fit the whole dark theme. So yeah, here's the screenshots for that. I don't really know if I will, like, do a let's build again. Maybe it's not in the cards for me just yet. I got so mad at myself for friggin' deleting it, or not deleting it, but not recording. So I don't know if I'll do that again anytime soon. But for now, we'll stick with what I've come to really, like, get decent at, I guess, which is just speed builds. So I hope you don't mind that. Anyways, thanks for watching. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. We'll figure it out, but we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out by myself. Okay, thanks. Whatever. Have a nice day. Okay, bye.